Hi everyone, welcome to Friend of Health. Today in this episode of Competitor, we'll begin with OBG questions from AIAPGET 2019. Okay, so let's begin. First question I'm going to say is, what is the peak level of LH required for ovulation? Okay, so the options are 45 nanogram per ml, 55 nanogram per ml, 65 nanogram per ml and 75 nanogram per ml. So what could be the possible answer? So to the answer will come later. We'll see some important things related to the LH, that is luteinizing hormone, as you all know. So luteinizing hormone. Now we'll come to the point. So from this question, what you can expect, the answer is clear, means answer is always fixed one, right? So if you see such a question, what we have to do, we should see LH, its function, its properties, its physiology, all these parts should be clear. Let's see some important physiology of luteinizing hormone. So luteinizing hormone, first point, as you all know, it is secreted by anterior pituitary. Okay, now what is the main function of luteinizing hormone? As you all know, it is ovulation. So when we prepare for a competitive exam, something which is very important in case of luteinizing hormone is this thing, the peak level. As you all know, the answer is peak level of NH required for ovulation is 75 nanogram per ml. This we should by heart. There is no way to study like this. I mean, this type of values. Only solution is just by heart, or you have to repeatedly read. You have to read it repeatedly. Okay. So if you have some problem in reading this kind of values or dates, what you should do? You have to keep a separate notebook. Okay. In separate notebook, you write systematically. Suppose if you are starting with OBG, means OBG's those values and those during gestation period, that weeks, in particular weeks, these things are happening. All those things you write in a same place. Okay. Suppose in case of repertory also you have many other dates you have to by heart or memorize. So what you have to do, daily you should keep a timetable for that thing, whichever thing you forget. So every day you have to repeatedly read or revise it, so you can memorize it in a proper way, so that you can, there won't be any problem later when you prepare for the exam. I mean, when you come to the last days, that you just have to read it again. I mean, just once in a single read only you can come up from this problem. Okay. Now luteinizing hormone. So first point what we read is, it is secreted from anterior pituitary. Okay. Now I will explain little bit of menstrual cycle. Why? Because pituitary, I mean luteinizing hormone is mainly related to ovulation. So what you all should know is, like, you all know it is secreted from anterior pituitary. Agreed. Now suppose this is pituitary. So how this hormone is secreted? Hypothalamus is having a major role in this pathway or in this mechanism. Okay. So during menstruation, you go back to menstrual cycle. Okay. So for a menstrual cycle there is two phases, right? One is proliferative and another one is luteinizing phase. So where does luteinizing hormone come? It is in luteinizing phase, right? So luteinizing hormone and FSH are two important hormones which is required for ovulation and all these menstrual functions, right? Okay. Now after complete 28 days of cycle, this hypothalamus get an impulse to release which hormone? First, which hormone it will release? FSH. Yes. So FSH is released. So what is the function of FSH? It is, what is FSH? Follicle stimulating hormone. So in a 28-day menstrual cycle, 14th day or 12th to 14th day ovulation takes place. So only after 14th day luteinizing hormone comes. So during the first phase, what is happening here in the endometrium? There will be proliferation of endometrium. So proliferation of endometrium is under the influence of follicle stimulating hormone. So from the hypothalamus, what is the first hormone released? To pituitary hormone, to give an impulse to pituitary hormone, gonadotrophin releasing hormone. So FSH and LH are gonadotrophs, right? So gonadotrophin releasing hormone is released into the bloodstream. So through the blood it reaches the pituitary, that it gives an impulse to pituitary. So FSH is released first, right? So FSH goes to the endometrium under the influence of estrogen. So even estrogen will be high during this proliferative phase. So FSH and along with estrogen, this endometrium will be proliferated. So at 12 to 14 days, again our hypothalamus get a feedback for what? To release again gonadotrophin releasing hormone. So this gonadotrophin releasing hormone goes to the pituitary for releasing luteinizing hormone. This luteinizing hormone goes to the ovary. Inside the ovary there are so many immature follicles. They all are immature and one mature follicle will be there. So from that egg is released, egg or ova. So this ova is released during ovulation. So luteinizing hormone. So what is the peak level of luteinizing hormone during ovulation? That is 75 nanogram per ml. So this was a question. So what and all you can expect from here? Which is the hormone of ovulation? Luteinizing hormone. Which is the hormone that functions during proliferative phase of menstrual cycle? Follicular stimulating hormone. So at this point estrogen will be decreased. Okay, so again another hormone comes, progesterone. So here our endometrium is preparing for receiving the zygote. If at all there is no fertilization occur, means again this ova will be disintegrated within 7 days. So corpus luteum is formed under the influence of progesterone. So this corpus luteum will be disintegrated and menstrual cycle occurs. So progesterone also decrease. One more thing you can expect here is after conceiving, luteinizing hormone level will be decreased. Which is the another hormone which act here instead of luteinizing hormone? HCG. So luteinizing hormone will be decreased in case of pregnancy. This also you can expect one question from here.